Good morning. Testing, testing. That sounds pretty good. Good morning and good afternoon. If you're Ponk, that's a good morning for you. And if you're Sephi, that's a good morning for you. So we have a hype matchup for you today. This is an Elite 8 matchup. We are down to the final 8 runners in the winner's bracket. The winner of this match, or rather the series, will go on to face the winner between Sloaters and the Cheese Reaver. So we got a lot of hype. That'll be the final 4 matchup. So our runners are ready. I'm going to kick them off here in a moment. Here we go. Good luck. Have fun. So again, this is an Elite 8 matchup. This is match 1. This is the final 8 runners in the winner's bracket. And I just kicked them off, so we're going to see them go live here shortly. I hope you guys are super excited for this. This has been a matchup that a lot of people have been looking forward to. And I know I have been one of them who have just been super looking forward to this one. And here we go. We are off. Our runners starting at the ship. We get to skip series. And we're going to go ahead and head down and check our very first item. And the SMRAT is a tournament using a specific logic designed by myself and a few other admins to be generally accessible to the widest audience possible. And so the first item we're going to find here at Morphball location is going to be one of 4 things. It could be Morphball, which is actually not as you don't see that as often. You usually see ice. If it's not ice, then it's space jump, and if it's not space jump, then it's high jump boots. Because of that's because this first item here, which we're going to see, it is high jump boots. Now this is how we get our logical access to the E-tank and the ceiling and a few rooms over to the right. So that's why if it's not Morphball, it's going to be one of 3 other items to give us access to that spot in the ceiling. These runners are world class. We're going to see a lot of incredible movement, especially from Sephi's side. Ponk has an incredible knowledge for randomizer, so this is going to be very interesting. And there we pick up our Morphball there. We also got a super pack on the side there. That's really nice. So Antinomy is going to go down and check this. This is the Awakening missiles, and it's a reserve tank. This is a full randomization, so items can be in major locations, and minors can be in majors can be in minors, and minors can be in majors. This is a full rando, so we'll see our runners have to kind of think about logically where they can go, what they can do, and we'll see who has the better route. But already Sephi is just a few seconds ahead, heading up the elevator here. And we're gonna make our way up the climb. We don't have power bombs yet, but that's okay. Typically in the SMRAT seeds, we have our first bomb pack at Bomb Chorizo. We've kind of given Bomb Chorizo the nickname Power Chorizo because in basically every seed that I've ever done, if you don't get power bombs or bombs, it's required for power bombs or bombs to be at Bomb Chorizo. So we're going to see some power bombs there as well. And we got a little bit of a sink here as Antinomy had Ponk had a better climb than Sephi did there. So we're going to go in and we're going to get our first power bomb pack or bombs. We'll see which one we're blessed with today. And it's power bomb pack. So Power Chorizo pays off. We got gonna go ahead and see what our runners decide to do from here. Some runners elect to check 230 missiles and actually go down to below Mother Brain. Other runners check 230s and then go on to Green Brinstar. So we'll see what our runners elect to do here. Some runners also elect to use those power bombs and check the climb supers, and Ponk is actually going to skip 230 missiles, the E-tank at Terminator. Just a missile pack at 230, so that actually pays off in Ponk's favor. A lot of the times, especially with SMRAT logic, making skips like that can be pretty deadly, but if there's nothing there, you're going to theoretically run into some nice logic. But yeah, Ponk is gonna go ahead and skip out on that. Gonna give him a little bit of a lead here, as Seppi is going to continue on down to Terminator and pick up their E-tank. So we're gonna come across a few checks here. Only one of them being in logic. There's going to be 4 checks that Punk's going to make here out of logic. So we have to keep that in mind. So there's our first logical check. That's a missile pack. So now everything Punk's checking here is actually out of logic. We find Ice Beam. That's actually really, really nice. I prefer finding Ice Beam. That prevents me from having to pick up a lot of miners in general, especially power bombs, to get through terrain. Ice Beam also gives me my access through to Botswoon without having to worry about doing any crystal flash clipping or finding speed. So that's a really good find there for Ponk. As Seppi is going to be making their way down into the Green Brinstar area as well. So Punk's going to be making their way up. Again, this Ice Beam is out of logic. And we find Space Jump. Now that's an interesting find, because Space Jump is a very, very, very heavy item in terms to logic. It is always 100% required, logically. And so that means Speed Booster has to be somewhere nearby. It cannot be in Lower Norfair. So our runners are going to be able to skip out on a lot of Lower Norfair checks, especially Golden Chorizo, depending on what they have. A lot of the times runners sometimes check Golden Chorizo if they don't have speed. Sometimes, usually when they don't have ice. But finding that Space Jump there is really nice, because it kind of eliminates a lot of locations where progression can be. So Seppi is going to be picking up their Space Jump as well. So both runners have Space Jump, Ice. Once those get tracked, you guys can see that as well. And Punk's already at 10 power bombs, which is a really nice number to have, especially when you're going into Pink Brinstar. Having 5 power bombs moving into Pink Brinstar is never fun, because you're going to be down 1 if you have really poor luck on the farms. And we're going to get a check here at the Edikune's item. It's another missile. So looks like Ponk and Seppi are going to be pretty good here for missiles. Having 20 missiles is generally 15 to 20 is generally like a pretty good number to stop at. The supers you can continue to pick up till about 45, maybe 50, and then if you don't find charge, then you can kind of start putting together some super packs, because you need at least 60 supers or a combination of missiles to add up to the full count to take out Mother Brain 2. So Seppi is also going to be making their way up here to the Edikune item. Punk's going to be looking at Mission Impossible missiles. Laid a power bomb there strategically. This power bomb is going to actually open the door on the right side, as well as break the blocks here, if laid correctly. This is actually really nice to know, because that's going to allow a runner to save a power bomb. Runners need to be careful through here. Side hoppers do, I believe, 80 damage, and the spikes also do quite a bit of damage as well. So it's a really easy spot to die early in the run with no suits and limited health. So Seppi is also going to lay a power bomb strategically here, break those blocks. Looks like they might be coming down here to only find Spring Ball. And that's a sink spring ball pickup there. Very nicely done. That is a very nice item. That's actually, if we didn't have space jump, it would be even more valuable. But spring ball with ice and spring ball and high jump boots. That right there, our runners are going to be able to full clear Meridia without having to find gravity. So it's theoretically possible that we could see both of our runners here never find gravity and finish this game. Okay, so, Ponk had one shot and nailed it, and then as did Seth. Very nicely done. We're gonna get a look here at the, this is a vanilla E-Tank at the Wave Gate, which, by the way, they enacted a trick called the Wave Gate glitch. Requires either a below the door setup if you don't have high jump boots, or excuse me, in the door setup if you don't have high jump boots. You jump out and turn and jump, and then you shoot your super just below the grapple block, and it's going to actually penetrate through to the other side and open the door. If you do have high jump boots, there's a different setup you can do from outside the door, just jumping and shooting as if you were also trying to shoot under the block. And Ponk did another trick. This was the Spore Spawn skip. There's a variety of different spots that you can actually perform this trick. Some people do a running start. Sephi gets the Mission Impossible, for which this room is named, was able to get the item and escape. That's actually going to save Sephi here a little bit of time. We're going to see Sephi pull off that same trick that I was referring to. You're going to set yourself up. It looks like Sephi's actually going to go for the running start here. Has one attempt. Okay, was just setting himself up by resetting the... and gets it. Okay, so Sephi needs to make sure that they farm at least one super here. Actually, theoretically, 2 would be nice. No, 3. 1 to open the door, 1 to open the block, and 1 to open the door down below. This is when farming and ammo management can really make a difference here, because if Sephi has bad RNG on the bugs here, it could really put Ponk in the lead. As you can see, we're already down 3-4 farms. That's a good farm. Sephi really should have farmed another one. That's okay. But now Sephi's without supers and is not going to be able to. It's my grappling beam. So that for sure. See, Sephi now just realizes that, oh shoot, I don't have a super. This is kind of what I was talking about. Sephi's now going to have to farm these bugs, which don't have the best drop rate for supers, and it just gives Ponk an opportunity. Every second counts here, and Ponk can really capitalize on ammo management error. Alright, so that's a grapple beam for Ponk. So kind of what I was saying is that right there almost guarantees, if I'm not finding gravity in any of my initial checks, I'm not going to go out of my way looking for a plasma beam. Nice. I'm not going to go out of my way looking for gravity, especially with high jump, ice, space, and grapple. That's just like a suitless Meridia dream, and our runners here can definitely pull that off. So we'll see what they do. Sephi is going to show us. Are they going to go up or are they going to go down? I assume they're going to go up with space jump. That is your logical access to wreck ship, and yeah, just like that, Sephi's gonna go up. In a situation like this, it's never fun doing wreck ship without any suits, because wreck ship is one of those plays that is a huge time sink. Ponk elects to go down. That could, and find a suit. That could be rough. Now, the thing is, if I have a suit, especially Various in this situation, and I went to wreck ship, I would skip out on the top of wreck ship. But it's always just like one of those plays. Like, do you want to make that play? Let's say if he's gonna have 2 checks here. Another super pack. So we're sitting at 20 supers. That's a good number to have, especially if you're thinking about going to Lower Norfair. Get 1 or 2 more super packs, and you're good for Ridley. There's another super right there, so that's 25. So already we have almost enough ammo. Yeah, we have a lot of movement items. High jump, space jump, spring ball. But we have no suits. And so and really not enough health to consider hell runs. Maybe for Punk's side, they could definitely do a full bubble mountain clear. Sephi could probably also do a full bubble mountain clear, but none of that's in logic, and it really wouldn't net them much. So Punk's also making a really good decision here going up. Space Jump is one of those items that just puts a lot into logic really fast. And so Punk's going to go ahead and check these items here. So something to note, Sephi will probably never find Plasma Beam. And Sephi actually gained quite a bit of time over Ponk here by not going through Retro Brinstar. And so Sephi actually took the lead here. So this is already back and forth just on a few different decisions being made here. But Ponk does have that Plasma Beam now, which is a huge damage increase. Various Suit loves to sit there at the moat item. I'm curious if Sephi elects to check below the ocean before going over to wreck ship. It's a general check. Sometimes I like to check it on the way out, because if I'm going to wreck ship, I'm generally skipping the rest of wreck ship. And it's an easy tank. So that's 4 tanks there for Sephi. And Punk's just going to be right behind him. All right. So our runners are making the same plays here, outside of Punk's check for Retro Brinstar. Sephi's going to go ahead and head down and check the left side missile item here. Suits also like to sit in this location as well. And it's an E-tank. So that puts 5 for Ponk, 5 for Sephi here, if Ponk elects to pick it up. So, we'll see what method Sephi elects to do here. We don't really have a lot of options, so Sephi will probably elect to do some Dopplers. Same with Ponk. We'll see if Sephi can get some good patterns. A lot of times, situations like this, our runners are pretty close to each other. Sephi gets a few slows and Ponk gets a few fasts. Would definitely the lead would definitely change. And Sephi opening up with fast. That was very nice. Gonna set up our Doppler here. Oh, just barely messed up the item switch there. So unfortunately, he's gonna have to spend time on another round. And misses. Oh man, Sephi's not having a really good start here to this Phantom fight. This is gonna give Ponk an opportunity to catch up here. Doesn't start off with a fast like Sephi. Might have a mid here. There it is. And that was gorgeous. Already, Ponk and Sephi are nearly tied on their Phantom fights, and that was a fast for Ponk. Really good setup there for Ponk. Gonna take him out very soon. And Sephi takes down So with that, Sephi is going to head out, but Ponk also taking out Phantoon. Caught up, probably about 15-20 seconds here. Very nicely done there by Ponk. Very solid fight. Sephi just having a little bit of unluckiness with that super fast and the super fast there. Wasn't quite prepared for it with the item switching. But here we go. Our runners are in the same area now. Sephi's going to check right side here. A lot of runners like to check. Depends on what they use here. If they use a power bomb here, then they'll check right side normally. If they don't use a power bomb there, they'll check left side. That way you're not wasting a power bomb, especially with the few power bombs that our runners have. So now we got a high five coming out through the door. Sephi's gonna check left side here. Only had 1 power bomb at the time. Man, if I was in Sephi's situation, I'd probably farm without bombs. We'll see how this plays off. Ooh, okay, powerbomb pack, left side supers. That's actually super nice. We might have been in a situation where if one runner elected to not farm, Sephi was at 0 power bombs, Ponk's at 3, we'll be at 2. That could make a huge difference because we have a lot of opportunities. We have a lot of rooms upcoming that require power bombs. So that thankfully won't be playing a factor. We're going to get a check through the spiky room of death here to wreck ship E-tank. This spot right here is pretty deadly. If you get guillotined, if you KGO, which is basically damaging yourself and falling through an enemy, rather just basically using your iframes to fall through them. If you KGO through one of those platforms and it KGOs you, that's 200 damage without suits. So you do that twice, and Ponk is near dead. And so this room is pretty dangerous. Even some of the best runners, if you make a wrong turn, you KGO. Oof. It's a rough hit. So Sephi's still managing to keep on to this lead here. The only difference being really Ponk making those extra checks on Retro Brinstar, which honestly is huge for 2 reasons. One, Ponk has the information. If we continue to make these checks and nothing pops up, Sephi might be forced to go to Retro Brinstar anyway. So all in all, we're pretty even. Another reason why this is really important that Ponk made that check is Ponk found plasma. Now, if Ponk finds X-ray or charge beam, Ponk's going to be able to do a lot of really cool tricks to kill a few bosses really quickly. So if Sephi never finds plasma, they're not going to be able to utilize that trick. But so much has to happen for any of what I said to actually come into fruition. But alright, so our runners are electing. This is actually really cool. Both runners electing to go. Honestly, in this situation when you have no suits, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Going into a wreck ship with no suits, it just makes it really, it's just not appealing to me to skip out on the rest of wreck ship. The problem is that if I go to wreck ship with no suits, and I do make the play to continue on clearing wreck ship, and there's nothing in wreck ship, and I go down into Upper North Fair and I find suits, that's when I start to feel really behind. So typically, like when I find a suit, or when runners find a suit, usually Barry is a good suit to skip out on wreck ship. If runner has a suit, skipping out on the rest of wreck ship is generally a good play, in SMRAT settings. So far, we have absolutely nothing. I'm thinking if we don't find any suits here, we're gonna see a suit just chilling at high jump boots. There's a super pack. Another super pack. So Sephi actually is going to pick that one up. Very good decision there. It's going to put them at 30 supers. Ponk might actually elect to pick the one up in the ceiling here, in the sky, and skip the one down. Okay, missed it too. Actually, I think honestly both of them are going to pick those up. Yeah, Sephi's going back for it. Ponk's going to pick that up. So our runners are literally move for move, check for check outside of Ponk's Retro Brinstar clear. Alright, so Sephi's going to be utilizing the space jump here. Going to get to some bowling. Ponk's just near seconds behind. We're going to go bowling together here. This is a beautiful sight. Just the two bowlings here. All right, so our runners have 2 items. One they can actually get, 3 items, but 2 in the back here. One they're going to be able to check. One that they're not going to be able to get to, but they can check it. So let's see what Ponk finds here. Looks like Sephi's having a little bit of an issue with their stream. All right, Ponk, what do you got for us? X-ray. Okay, so this is huge for Ponk at least. If Ponk continues on and finds Charge Beam. That could really make the difference here. But Ponk is taking the lead here, actually. I'm not sure if maybe that's just some... Yeah, it looks like Sephi's stream is actually behind. I might have to resync some stuff here. We're about, I think, 11 seconds behind. You're going to see Sephi's... Since we know what's upcoming, you're going to see Sephi's stream go down just for a moment as I try to... I want to get these synced back up. And a super missile. Very nice. Alright, hope everyone's hype for some Borderlands 3. I know I am. Alright, Ponk never... Okay, see, now Ponk made the decision that I would make. But in the instance that was a suit, that would be a real feels bad. But go through wreck ship and then check this on your way out. Because it's fine gravity, that makes this check so much easier. This is a really long ad. There we go. And we're near sync now, just a few seconds off. Okay, cool. All right, so Ponk. Gonna head down through Red Tower here. Going to check Beta power bombs, and Sephi's going to check Gauntlet. This is an out of logic check for now. We have our up logic. We do not quite have our through logic yet. That requires screw attack. But we could still find something if screw attack is in upper Norfair. What happened there was Sephi's stream on their end froze. And so when it unfroze, it was about 15 seconds desync between the two timers, between the two streams. So what I did was oh, that's a charge beam. Ponk skipping that is huge. That is going to allow Sephi to skip a ton of miners here. Ponk's gonna check X-ray. Sephi's gonna make their way up. That's a very interesting diversion for our runners here. Anyway, so Sephi's was about 15 seconds behind. So what I did was resynced the streams, and so it reset the stream, and it gave an ad on Sephi's side there. But we're back. Only just maybe a second and a half off now, maybe 2, but it was much worse than before. Hopefully Sephi's stream continues to live on as we continue on through the seed. Here's Ponk picks up Cap Tank. Yeah, okay, so Sephi going to make a really good decision here, and is going to clear out the rest of Brinstar here, Retro Brinstar, because they need to go down into Upper Norfair. So this is a kind of a way to swing yourself down that way. So Sephi's also going to be finding there. Oh, but you know what's really interesting is Sephi skipped X-ray. I'm seeing this now. The stream cut, but Sephi skipped X-ray. That's so Sephi finding charge, which could have been and Ponk runs into Spacer and Vanilla Spacer. Oh, that's funny. Oh, okay. Sephi's skipping the X-ray. Now makes their finding of charge. I mean, charge is still huge in this instance because Sephi's going to be able to skip a lot of miners, but it means a lot less now that Sephi's not going to be able to utilize microwave beam. Ponk gonna head on over to Kraid. We have 3 items to check here: Kraid missiles, Vanilla Varia location, and Kraid E-Tank. So Lots of stuff. It's all in logic with space jump. Sephi picks up their plasma beam. And it's another super pack. So here's where are sinking for Ponk. This is 7 seconds per pickup. And Ponk may never be back up there to check Gauntlet for a very long time. Because we know there's no suits up there. There's no suits where Sephi is. Punk's gonna most likely find either Gravity Suit or Various Suit within the next 3 or 4 checks. And so that's just going to force Ponk to start thinking about picking up to get to at least 60 supers. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if the fanfare can make the difference here. So, Ponk takes out Parade and is picking up a lot of ammo, and honestly is sitting at the ammo for RBO. Like, this is Punk's RBO ammo right here. It has enough E-tanks and enough reserve tanks. One thing that is missing though is Screw Attack. Punk's movement and the ability to dodge in Lower Norfair is pretty stellar. So a few more E-tanks and I can see Ponk making that decision. But honestly, Ponk theoretically is in go mode. Like, Ponk could finish the seed like right now with Suitless Lower Norfair and Suitless Meridia. It would be a very, very risky play, but it's possible. Just need some more ammo. As Sephi's gonna skip out on that reserve tank. But we all know Punk's ability to do a lot of very intense tech when it comes to Lower Norfair, and as well as Meridia, one of the best RBO runners in the world. Ponk did not get charged. So, Sephi, gonna head down. So Sephi is behind per se, but is going to be able to catch up a lot by skipping these items that Punk's picking up now. I'm curious what Sephi does here to Sephi, the Sephi beam. What do you guys think? Here we go. Skips it. So that's honestly 7 seconds right there. That's saved. Gonna catch up real quick there. This is most likely a suit, and it is. And did I not say a suit was gonna be chilling at high jump? Let's go. That's Gravity Suit. That's actually the worst suit to find. Because when it's Wave Beam too. So Sephi's gonna have full beam combo. That's gonna play a huge role here. Ponk having gravity though opens up all of Meridia to the possibility of having Varia. The problem here that I'm seeing is we have Grapple Beam. Now Grapple Beam plus High Jump Boots, or Grapple Beam plus Space Jump, and of course Gravity Suit, that's going to put Shack Tool. We could also see Plasma if we find Speed Booster anywhere in the coming moments. But for now, Ponk will most likely be the first person, depending on what route they take, to find Varia here. I'm curious if they'll rush Dragon. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But Sephi is a bit behind. I'm curious if Ponk will elect to pick up that E-Tank. I think at this point we 100% know that Varia is somewhere in Meridia. So I think Ponk will probably not bank on doing Suitless unless they get to a point where they think that Varia might be in a very far off location. But I think at this point, there's another E-Tank. Yeah, so Punk's going to pick that up. I'm very curious to see if Ponk actually does make that RBO play. With Gravity, you have the damage reduction. So not having Screw Attack is definitely It's alleviated a little bit with the acquisition of gravity here. Sephi's going to be making their way out. Also going to be checking the upper north air locations. Going to see a missile pack here. Most likely going to have to skip. Going to be able to skip that. Yeah. All right. So as you can see, Sephi's skipping all of the miners. Just going to be able to make back a lot of the time that Punk's having to use to pick up those miners. But we'll see what Ponk finds here. It's another super pack again. Gonna have to pick that one up. Sephi, on the other hand, is gonna be able to completely skip it, especially having full beam combo. So Sephi is going to be able to make back a lot of time here because Ponk needs minimum 10 more supers here. Well, I mean, they have a ton of missiles. I think even one super pack could probably do it because they can do the double missiles in the beach or in the watering hole, excuse me. And that's a Sephi picking up gravity suit. Let's see what route Sephi elects to take. Gonna pick up that wave beam too. Now we got full beam combo for Sephi. And Sephi did take out Kraid on the tracker there. Punk's moving into the aqueduct. We could theoretically see a Various suit at the aqueduct if Speed Booster's located somewhere in Meridia that we haven't checked yet. So Ponk might elect to do a snail clip to aqueduct. So we'll see where Ponk goes from here. So took a save. Runners will like to check left side sandpit here. If it's nothing, they'll reset, check right side, and maybe check shack tool. So I'm curious. I'm really interested in what Ponk elects to do here. There's a lot of decisions you can make in this very moment. We have 2 items to check here. So it's an E-tank, gonna reset. We're gonna check right side. Another option the runners like to do is they like to check left side, then go to Dragon, and then come out through right side. There's so many different ways to do it. So we'll see what Sephi likes to do here, or Ponk. Well, both runners really. And gonna go up. So kind of what I was thinking. Ponk's going to just check left side, go to Bot's Wound, kill Dragon. Varia could theoretically still be anywhere in these next checks, so it's a good. I think this is a good decision here by Ponk. So we have 3 more items to check through here, and any one of them could be Varia. So let's see how Ponk does here on Bot's Wound. Sephi going to be able to skip all of the miners here. And here's another really interesting thing. Sephi even elects to skip left side and go straight up. We find Varia chilling here at Bot's Wound E-Tank. This could come really close really fast. But here we go. Gonna get a check at Bot's Wound E-Tank. It's a super pack. Ponk has to pick this one up only because they don't have Speed Booster, but probably would pick it up anyway, given now they have 55 supers. Pretty good number to have, especially with 50 regular missiles. But here we go. Gonna make our way over to Dragon. This is becoming the search for Various. Gravity was at high jump. Both runners went up to wreck ship, full cleared. And so just recently went down to upper north air after taking a Kraid, picked up the gravity suit, and now we're clearing out Meridia. So I'm curious if Sephi does left or right side first. Definitely going to take a little save here. Yep. So here's one thing that I was thinking. Ponk never checked Aqueduct. A runner, Varia could theoretically be at Aqueduct. So knowing and utilizing the ice or the snail clip could net you a Varia suit here in the game. But Sephi's gonna check right side first. This could be huge because if this is Varia suit, this could be really big. That's an E-tank. Oh, it's another E-tank. Okay. So that means we're down to space jump, the spring ball, and Plasma as our final locations. Actually, I don't think either runner has checked Climb Supers. So we're probably going to find... So that means Speed Booster has to be... I'm trying to think of all the locations we haven't checked yet. Speed Booster has to be at Shack Tool, because Speed Booster gives us access to Dragon if Dragon has Varia. So if... Yes! Let's go, baby! Now, yeah, baby. So that means right there, Varia suit at Dragon, Speed Booster has to be at Shack Tool, because in order to get to the Varia suit, you need to get to Speed Booster to get to Dragon. Yo, logic is heckin' good, fam. That's a fantastic find there, but this is going to be very interesting. But Ponk is officially in go mode. It's unfortunate we'll never get speed, but Sephi's gonna choose to take the back way here. Skipping the super pack. Gonna get a high five. So just to reiterate for those of you who didn't understand my rambling, we only had 3 checks left. One of which, excuse me, Plasma, Botany, Dragon, Missile, Space Jump, Shack Tool. 5 checks left. One of which were in Logic, and that's Shack Tool. There were no other checks left anywhere in the game except Climb Supers, but that requires Speed Booster. So if we take away that check, we only have Shack Tool. That means Shack Tool has to have Speed Booster, because we need Speed Booster to get the Dragon. Dragon had Varia, and we need Varia to get literally everywhere else. So that's super cool. Sephi's going to, we'll see. They'll probably elect to do a grapple kill here. Oh, actually, never mind. I take that back. With full beam combo, it's almost just quicker to shoot. Yeah, they're dead. All right. So Sephi gonna pick up their Varia suit. We'll also be in go mode. Here's the thing, though. Sephi has full beam combo. Ponk does not have charge. And Ponk will never have charge from here on out. There would be absolutely no reason to check through Gauntlet. So this, we'll see if that makes a difference. Ponk, although, is in good ammo. 60 supers, 50 missiles, and wave ice. Gonna be able to do ice skip, Zeb skip. And so it really has really good ammo. And that's actually something that would be interesting to time, Lynn. No one would make that play, of course, but if one were to make that play, would it save any time? My intuition says maybe, actually, given the escape, and also being able to come back through Frog Speedway, but of course with the new escape found Frog Speedway skip, it's not that much of a time save anymore. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like my intuition says like it would just be close. And baby skip, yes. That's true. All right, so Ponk heading down. What? Wait, is there something specific that? Oh, maybe they don't know they have ice, or they were looking for speed. They never check left side, so honestly, you do a quick little check for left side, and if it's speed, you pick it up. You're going down that way anyway. So sorry. Okay, so Ponk's making their way up, the worst room in the game. Doesn't have charge speed, so they're gonna have to use some supers here to kill at least some of those pirates. Sephi's also making their way into the business area here. And Ponk is in the room that the name escapes me. Not Coliseum. Well, don't no one in chat say it yet. Amphitheater. Jeez, right there. Amphitheater. Found it. The room. Here we go. Ponk going to be piece of shame room. Gonna be making their way down into the wasteland. Here's another thing that's really important for our runners to remember. That if any of our runners are thinking, if I could check power bombs of shame here to find speed booster, that would be cool, right? But the thing is we found space jump locked behind speed booster. So speed booster can be nowhere in lower Norfair. So that's really important for our runners, especially for Ponk, who doesn't have charge. So Ponk could definitely be checking other locations, maybe for charge. There's no reason really for Ponk to check for charge. He has all the ammo required. But if he were to check for charge, maybe at power bombs of shame, that'd be an okay check. But for Sephi, on the other hand, checking for speed, that would be a no-go check there. All right, so let's take a look at ammo here. Punk's sitting at 2950. Might even like to just go for it. Yeah. Came in with some pretty good ammo. Sephi won't have to worry about that. No, space jump was also locked behind speed. And Varia was also locked. Actually, Varia and space jump both locked behind speed. And Ponk taking on the Ridley fight here. And that was beautiful. Very nicely done. Sephi's going to be making their way also to the amphitheater here. But that was that was a good check here. Bombs are like always here. And if it's not charge beam, it's going to be bombs. Very nice check there by Ponk. Going to be able to utilize those bombs on the way out. All right. So, yeah, just to reiterate, space jump was indeed locked behind. Or excuse me, space jump was indeed locked behind speed booster, which is why speed booster cannot be found anywhere in lower Norfair, because space jump is required for lower Norfair, and therefore you cannot find speed booster in lower Norfair if it's required to get to space jump. So our runners, it's good to know when and how things can show up. Punk's gonna do a cool clip here. Missed the and got it the second time. Very nicely done. Doesn't have speed booster, so we're not going to be able to see a wasteland speedball. But very nice movement nonetheless. Sephi is just moving further and further behind. Punk's movement right now is just on fire. As Sephi is going to be making their way into the fight. We'll also not have to farm anything. Full beam combo. It's going to be 20 shots to the face. There's one. And now we start the fight here for Sephi as Punk's making their way out of the escape. This is going to be a pretty quick seed. Just to let everyone know, this is an Elite 8 matchup. So the final 8 runners in this tournament in the winner's bracket. The winner of this series, this is match 1. Match 2 will follow directly after this. The winner of this series will go on to face Sloters or Cheese Reaver, depending on who wins that series, taking place on Sunday, I believe. All 3 matches of that one will happen on Sunday. So we will be down to the final 4 runners tournament very soon. We still have an Asder Canadian Owl matchup that needs to take place, and also we have a Fuzda and Toasty matchup that needs to take place. So final 4 runners coming in hot. The alternative winners bracket is also making its way down to the final bit of runners. Yeah, this tournament is coming to an end soon, and it's going to be hype. I hope you guys are ready for the best of 7 finals. Like, that's just going to be lit. Ponk going to utilize the skip that I was talking about here. With the acquisition of Wave and Plasma, you can shoot an out-of-bounds post-load modification block, and it's actually going to kind of do some funky stuff. And it's going to allow these blocks here to actually turn into X-ray air blocks, basically, allowing Samus to walk through them. You definitely need Wave. You can turn off ice. Turning on or off ice looks like Ponk actually doesn't know how to do the setup, which is actually kind of interesting. This is giving Sephi like a grand opportunity to catch up here. All it takes is, I believe, 17 shots, and then yeah, you can just move right through. Very nicely done. That gave Sephi here an opportunity to catch up. Sephi had a very nice, very nice escape here. And gets the damage boost over the gap there. Now we'll see if Sephi sets this one up any quicker than Ponk did. Oh, Sephi? Sephi? Where are you going? Looks like they're gonna do Croc Escape here. Very interesting choice. Maybe Sephi hasn't been doing a lot of randomizing, so I'm curious if they just haven't learned about this trick yet. It's relatively new. Not a lot of runners know about it. So it's possible that they don't know about it. Yeah, Sephi's movement's a little sloppy here coming out of Visitor. Punk's already making their way out of Red Tower into Kateria. It's about we'll see Ponk entered at a 51:48 there. So we'll see about how much time Sephi's behind. Charge maybe before Sephi elected to go down through Croc Escape. Possibly could have made maybe 20 shots compared to 60 supers. I'm not sure. It really depends on how everyone's movement is through Torian here. We do have ice. Punk's gonna do a quick refill here. Alright, Punk's gonna be making their way down to Torian as Sephi just reached the ship, looking about a minute plus. About a minute and 2 seconds behind. Actually, rear end, that's not a question. That will happen. Ponk 100% will always, under any circumstance, save the animals. So that's something that we also have to take into consideration. Ponk is definitely known in the community to save every game. So another really important consider here that I wasn't even really considering was stand-up. So with saving the animals, Sephi doing stand-up. Where are you going, Sephi? Oh man, gonna go through the door transition and then go through another door transition and then go back and save or refill. That right there, this is huge time loss here. You know, this matters, especially in situations like this. This definitely makes a difference here. So, Ponk gonna be moving through Metroid rooms here. We're on the final Metroid room. Gonna group them together here. All right, Sephi is going to be moving into Torian as well. All right. So Ponk is... Yeah, without Speed Booster, Baby Skip is very difficult. Sephi is going to do some grouping strats here. Does not have bombs. Gonna have to use some power bombs now to kill him. Ponk picked up those bombs. One thing that's really important to consider, or to take note here is, yeah, it's definitely not over. Sephi is at a disadvantage. There's really not a lot that could go wrong on Punk's side. The stuff going wrong is really on Sephi's side for stand-up. But we'll see. Sephi gonna be making their way through the final two rooms here. Very gorgeous movement. At this point, charge will not save anything for Sephi. That moment, the moment for time save has passed. And Ponk gonna be moving into Mother Brain 1. Although, yes, that's true. Other than what I was just mentioning before is the stand-up, which will save about 25 seconds over Ponk. So, we have about 20 to 25 second time save, plus a 20 to 30 second plus time save for saving the animals. It is possible. If Sephi didn't have the mess up going back to the ship, that alone cost 30 plus seconds. We'll see. We'll see. But this is exactly the kind of race we wanted to see. No mistakes on either side, no deaths, really clean movement, and just an all-around really good match to watch. This is yeah, no stand-up for Ponk because Ponk does not have charge. So this is where Sephi could make back some time, but will it be enough? It's looking like no, but anything's possible. Anything's possible. It's looking like maybe just barely a 59. Probably not. We're looking probably like a 1020-ish. Maybe even more, probably 101. I'm not sure. I can't do escape without speed booster calculation in my head. Alrighty then. Here we go. Sephi moving into Mother Brain 2. It's going to be 20 charge shots. And then we're going to see if they elect to do stand-up. Needs to make sure they stay up at a certain level of health here. And that's going to push Ponk into Mother Brain 3 as Sephi's continuing on. There's the ooh, that actually, I think that takes them out of stand-up, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, they can put reserves in. They're still good. They're still good. All right, damage himself down, perfectly done. Now we're gonna move into, again, I mean, with saving animals, I don't know, it's looking like Punk's probably gonna still win 20-ish, depending on how Sephi's stand-up goes here. But this will most likely be a dubs for Ponk. Ghost Wizard, will you be around for match 2? Here we go. Sephi's going to start the stand-up. This is going to save. How much time do animals take optimally? I would say definitely more than 30 seconds. Because you got to go through 4 door transitions. And door transitions alone are, and especially without speed, yeah, exactly. But yeah, Ponk's already in the parlor here. Here we go, gonna get that save. This is gonna be tight. And yeah, animals are saved, and Ponk's gonna be the winner of this match. But it did not come easy. That was a very tough matchup for our runners here. And there we go with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 1 minute, 22 seconds. Ponk is your winner for match 1. Huge GG to Ponk. And Sephi's gonna be finishing up here very momentarily. Going to roll a new seed here. That was a very nice match, Ponk. GG to Ponk. How often do people see other runners find speed boost? Crew, does it happen often? How often do people see other runners find speed boost? How often do people see other runners find speed boost? Can you ask that question in a different way, Ghost? And GG. All right, and there is Sephi finishing in second place with an official time of 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 29 seconds. Okay, I will create a new room. Join that one. All right, I got a log. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so 1 moment as we get everything set up for the next match. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. That was really good. All right. Yeah, that was a pretty fantastic match, everyone. I'm looking forward to the next one. We're gonna get a seed rolled, and we're gonna get that one started straight away. So let me open up a new room for our runners here. And yeah, where are they asking if runners can watch the stream and see the other runner pick up an item? I think that's what they're asking. Wasn't entirely sure. Ghost, if you could ask your question again, I'd love to answer it. Speed booster, spring ball, logic, baby, logic. All right, let's roll a new seed. I'm hype. Always bet on Shaq, that's right. All right. I believe we're going to have a new commentator step in next one. Lynn, possibly. We'll have the same tracker. I'm randomizing the seed now. Hope you guys are super hyped. This next match is for all the marbles. Ponk wins this one. We will be wishing him well moving into the Final Four, whereas Sethi will move down to the alternative bracket. It's possible that we might see these runners again in the finals. So this won't be the last. May not be the last. We'll see if Ponk and Sethi. So let's go ahead and get that seed sent over. All right, everyone, we're going to bring the stream down just for 1 moment. Back up with the pre-match screen. This will make it easier for our team to highlight VODs and whatnot. So we'll be right back. 1 moment.